Hi guys, how's it going? If there was one skill that I believe I could do better than anything else, would be for me to just talk about life and what the hell does that even mean for anybody? I mean, isn't anyone alive? Isn't anyone here and now while listening what I'm saying right now? And the thing is that there are many people that of course existed before me and are going to exist after me. And the thing is that for some weird reason, it seems as if only a very few small amount of people can basically live their lives and basically feel satisfied to the point where there can be moments before their end in a way and think to themselves, that was amazing, that was more than enough, I couldn't ask for anything better, I couldn't ask for a better life, or I'm satisfied in general, I lived whatever I ever wanted to live. And so, of course, a life that I thought would be something to completely avoid would be, of course, a life full of regrets and full of thoughts and things that you wanted to do, but you never did because of other restrictions, either the ones you put to yourself or other restrictions that you believe other people had on you. For example, other people's opinions of you cannot do such thing or whatever, that sort of thing. And so I don't know if I was a very lucky person or not. At a very young age, I had very intense difficulties. Basically, well, first communicating. I wasn't able to communicate the way I do right now. And that's of course obvious because when you're a grown up, you don't communicate the same the how should I say this, the same with the same ease as you are right now when you were some years younger, if anything goes well, okay? And so the thing is that when I was a lot younger, life of course was hell. It was a living hell anyways. And so by basically living the hell that you were living, you would then start to basically start thinking. When you indeed start living hellish experiences and start thinking, what am I doing all this for? Is this even worth it? And basically start questioning everything. When you're put into insanely difficult situations, when you really are challenged, basically, and then you start asking yourself the deeper things in a way. The things such as who am I? What I was meant to do here? Why am I doing everything I do? Why everything seems to be so stupid to me and nonsensical and ridiculous and paradoxical to my, in a way, natural tendency, I should say. And why do people are so cruel, or why they are so unknown and so shitty in a way. And the thing is that when you're a young child, you basically do not know anything, neither about yourself, neither about the world around you, neither about the people around you, and you're just supposed to fit in. And basically this entire fit in can be done for many people, and basically many people are going to make attempts to basically fit in because people want to belong to each other, to a certain group in a way. And basically if you go with what everybody else does, you're probably going to belong eventually. So the thing is that the more people seem to be belonging to a certain type of group, or the bigger the group they want to belong to, the less are going to know about themselves, if that makes sense. Because if someone that can belong to does their own, in a way, typical stuff to belong to, for example, make that certain speech, that certain dialogue, hey, hey, how's it going? Good. How are you? Good. And nothing should change about that. Then basically, if people do not really think about those stuff or don't really seem to enjoy interacting with each other, yeah, then you're going to just be relatively you're going to relatively know each other and stay in a typical boring relationship. And the thing is that when I personally see that in many people around me, well, of course, it doesn't make me want to interact with that person a lot. But now I just make, in a way, attempts to break them out of that, break them out of that certainty of they know exactly the answer that they're supposed to say. And the thing is that I try to break them out or just say some stupid joke to make them aware of themselves. For example, yes, I see, hey, how's it going? I'm saying to the other person. The other person says, good. How are you? I'm saying back. For example, are you sure you're good? You don't seem so good. And the other person may as well be completely off guard because they heard something they're not supposed to listen. Now, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do? And I'm having a little fun by doing these small things. And the thing is that it's just when you're extremely typical with relationships, it seems that there's also a lot of tension to maintain that. And the thing is that if people interact with each other and there is tension, who's going to enjoy this? I suspect nobody. And so stuff like these maybe basically start thinking about myself, how I would like my relationships to look like, my interactions in the first place, and basically accepting that there's more people that are not going to accept me because I want to interact more and more in depth. And the thing is that I also met many other people that really wanted to get to know me because I decided to leave everything behind, everything typical on the other sides, and basically do whatever you want. And people are also attracted to some kind of authenticity that you seem to project. Not actually project, to basically have, I said the wrong word, project, when it's actually you revealing your natural self and basically what you want to do. And so I now have a tendency to make every person that seems to be a typical relationship or projecting basically typical traits in a conversation to, let's say, break the ice and get straight into the point and make things interesting and make the conversation humorous and funny and cheerful and the stuff that I would say that is going to make a relationship or interaction in general seems alive, basically, and seems something that you can remember, something fun, something pleasant. And so I seem to have the impression that the more you discover about yourself, the more alone you're going to be, because you're searching about yourself. And the thing is that when you search about yourself, it's easier for you to neglect or even reject other ideas and other people that you don't really seem to agree with, and basically do your own thing because you want more of the thing that you said you want. Or you make attempts to find out what you want more, if that makes sense. And so one of the things that I would say it would be my top skill, in a way, if that's a thing, would be for me to make conversations that seem to be never ending and completely typical and boring, and relationships with people that seems to be end in nowhere, and we should better not interact instead of interacting with the way that we do. Completely typical and boring, in other words. I love trying to make attempts to give some adventurous traits into those things. And the thing is that people, I suspect, need those things. People actually really need to learn to make things more interesting, and so what? You just try to have some fun. And of course, you're not going to try to be insulting or offensive even in any way, if you're honest about this, of course. And so the thing is that this all began from people. When personally I wasn't so much into people, I was just so much in life in general. And people were a part of the life that I said it's important for me to fix in a way. And so the life that I basically wanted had to do with the person that I actually want to be, because if I'm the person who basically can bring everything I ever want, I can have, by extension, the life I want. Does that make sense? And so I started thinking about myself in a very young age, how I basically wanted to be, who I wanted to be, basically how I would be. And the thing is, I did this classic visualization, and I didn't know I was doing it at the time. And almost very recently, into very recent years, I realized that I was doing this. And the thing is that I was living back then the hell. And so for me to be able to say that I have done everything I ever want to do in this life and I'm perfectly satisfied, basically means that my adorable, cute self back then that suffered and now I'm comfortable in comparison, let's say, is now immensely happy that I'm able to say these words in front of some kind of other people that can see the exact same message. And the thing is that many people seem to have full regrets and not doing the things that I ever want to do because exactly they are filled with expectations from their families, from their surroundings, and so on. And basically, when I have satisfied that small wish of my little cute self, basically it's one of the most fulfilling things that anyone can live. And the hell that I was living back then is basically never going to reappear. And everything seems to be kind of a paradise, if that makes sense. Heavenly. I would even say heavenly. And so what I want to do this is basically to try and talk about in this channel about life and meaning, because I've got nothing better to do in my life. I've got nothing better to do in my life other than talk to a camera and basically describe why should anyone live and why we should live regardless, and basically try to either describe other many influences I ever had in my life or other experiences that basically means the world to me, even though they can be the smallest of things, and basically to just say the absurd, I don't want to say transformation because it's touché, it's cliche in a way, but the thing is, I'm convinced to do this because many people would say that I really like basically, to say that, okay, we came to this earth to create or to design something or basically make something beautiful. I don't think that I'm necessarily going to do something beautiful with this right now, but I do think that there could be many people in similar position, if not the exact same position as I was before, and so give some words of honesty and some words of vulnerability to just say, yeah, you know what, life regardless, if you're just patient, if you're just a person who wants to live the experience for the experience that it is, if you want to say basically, okay, I want to live and hell is right in front of you, life is worth it. I mean, that's the thing, life is worth it. There's no really any type of way that someone can just say the meaning of life is this, and that's it. Meaning, can you imagine someone who let's say works 40 years of his life, and basically at his 60s he listens the sentence the meaning of life is this, and then he basically does what? Then what am I doing this last 60 years of my life? What am I doing working here? I mean, he or she is not going to say such thing, because life is not, or maybe the reasons for life are not enforced upon somebody else. The reasons for life belongs to the person that has the life, the experience, the existence itself. And so this seems to be, I think, our generation's main issue. We not having basically a place to live, in the sense of we don't have a place to belong, and feeling so alienated and as a foreigner in this beautiful, gorgeous earth. And the thing is that when you really see yourself as an identity, as a one unit, basically I am this first name and last name, and basically I live here, I do this, my people are these, are those people, and basically you live and you die. That seems to be very distancing way of thinking about your entire existence here, as if you're supposed to be a gear inside this entire machine, when that doesn't seem to be very liberating. In my eyes, I have read some of other religions and some other philosophies, and I believe my favorite is that you're just the universe in a certain here and now, conscious of itself. Basically, this means that if you manage to find out that your miracle is just your experience and your consciousness, your mindfulness here, game over. That's just all there is to it. Because there's no more searching, there's no more looking or hunting in a way for meaning. It's just you. It's just you who notice it. And just the meaning of life is just to live. And live under your own terms. And basically realize that you are energy. You're basically energy in the sense of, not in the sense of the athletic, constant grinding, constant self-improving and all those stuff, but energy in the sense of that you are here and you're watching everything else. And basically you realize that when you are in that position, you can breathe your air from your nose, and it's getting stronger. Your breath is getting more clean, more relaxing, more powerful. You can feel your brain, your veins upon your head to make stronger pumps. You can feel your sensations, your taste. All those things contribute to you to have your senses aware. Basically, your senses are how should I say this? Your senses are the key to basically have connections to this entire world. When we are grown up in this world and basically having an identity, it basically makes you think that all those stuff are meaningless. They're lifeless. The clouds are lifeless. The trees are lifeless. The ground is lifeless. Water is lifeless. And only you who have the identity, you are alive, basically. And the thing is that it's all one continuation. I'm sorry. And the thing is that when you live in that kind of way, think that kind of sort of way, you don't think that you are someone who is an alien who came to this earth to dominate it. You just think that you were everything there was. You're everything there is. You are everything there wasn't. And you're everything there will be. And this kind of interdependence, I should say, is what makes you think, okay, that life is not so serious. Life is not to be life is not actually supposed to be so serious. And it's just a marvelous, gorgeous world that we live in. Just a beautiful place to exist, regardless. And we put this aside because you know what? You have to work and make money. Why make the money if you don't live, if you're not present? Who do you live? Do you live for yourself? Yes, but we must work and make money and make our families and so on. And okay, but that seems to be as if you're begin to get yourself into trouble. But anyways, there may as well be a discussion for another video. But the point is that life is to be lived. That's it. And hellish moments are going to help you do that. Hard, difficult moments, almost impossible moments are going to make you think. And those things, those hellish moments are about for you to grow in adaptability and start saying, you know what, despite that, life is worth it. Or at least that was the path that I took. And I grew up to become extremely patient, and basically that also gave me a lot of motivation to start working out for myself, start reading a lot, try to be more social because I'm not a very social guy, and basically go the entirely different other way for me to just bring the thing that I ever wanted in my life, to bring it to that life, which is of course basically security in my life. It is make amazing relationships, specifically great, amazing friendships for the most part. Another type of relationships are going to follow, and the thing is that all this is just for you to take a step. Hell is for you to take a step. Hellish experiences, difficult times, are just moments that are going to make you appreciate the calmness of just existing even more sweet. And it was never more sweet for me to just exist and do nothing, because I was constantly at the grinding process of just trying to adapt in this world. And basically, if you're clear with yourself and know what you want, basically everything can be not manifested. Everything is impossible for you not to get them. I mean, when you have a strong body, it's impossible for you not to be able to move. When you are able to make stupid jokes and try to help a friend go through a difficult situation, such as a breakup or anything else, it's impossible for other people not to like you. The thing is that it's just skill. Life is just a skill. And hard times are the ones basically that are going to prove you that, okay, I'm worthy of living. I can do this. I have no other choice but to go through this. And of course, being grateful about things could always be much, 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 much worse is also a thing that personally helped me. And I thank each and every one that brought me to this beautiful place, this gorgeous place to live, these beautiful circumstances, and this healthy, calm life. Anyways, I think that I dragged this video a lot. Thank you so much for your time. If you have come to this place, if you have come this far, I really appreciate your time, appreciate you being here. If you have anything to say, of course, you can let me know in the comments, and I'm going to respond probably. And so this is the video for today. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you next time. Bye, and thank you so much for your time.